FactsVerse presents A little girl loses her entire family due to an everyday food. Help us spread the word about FactsVerse by clicking that like button. Also be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our future videos. Maria Chelseyheva is an 8-year-old girl from Lashivo in the Russian Republic of Tatarstan. Her father, Mikhail, was a professor at a university. Her mother, Anastasia, stayed home and took care of the home and a family. Maria also lived with her grandmother, Irada, and her brother Gregory. Sadly, in 2013, Maria's life changed forever when every member of her family died. Maria's family's death is a tragedy, and what makes the story even more terrifying is that her family's death was caused by an everyday grocery item that is supposed to be harmless. Maria was the only family member alive at the end of this tragic day. According to news reports, Maria was inconsolable when her family died. It was one simple mistake that took her family away and made her an orphan. When her family died, family friends had to start taking care of Maria and trying to help her pick up the pieces. The horrific chain of events occurred August 22, 2013. The family was spending the day together, and for reasons that nobody knows, Maria's 42-year-old father went into the basement where they stored fuel and other provisions for the winter. Because the winters are so brutal in Russia, many families do what they can to prepare early. Her father taught civil and business law at the Kazan Federal University. If he had specialized in science, Maria's family might be alive today. Maria's father was the first person to die from what was in the cellar that day. The family had potatoes stored in the basement. They had no idea that the potatoes had begun to rot and that they were going to be a dangerous enemy to the family. The family had no idea that rotting vegetables were producing toxic fumes that had been getting more and more dangerous week after week. When Maria's father went to the basement, he was immediately taken down by the lethal poison gas from the rotting vegetables. Mikhail was on the floor dead. His family upstairs had no idea. After a while, the other family members began to wonder where he had gone. Anastasia wondered where her husband was, so she went into the basement to see what was going on down there. When she went to the cellar, she too had no idea of the danger. It was dark, and when she got down there, she was overpowered by the fumes as well. It's unknown if she saw her husband lying on the floor before she lost consciousness. Maria's 18-year-old brother Gregory was becoming anxious now. He couldn't figure out what his parents were doing in the basement. He didn't hear any sounds coming from downstairs, so he and Maria, they didn't know what was going on. Finally, he decided to see what was down in the cellar. He went to investigate, and he also was killed when he got to the bottom of the stairs. Poor little Maria had no idea her family was lying dead right under the floor where she was playing. As her family members were going to the basement and not returning, Maria's grandmother, 63-year-old Irada, thought something was seriously wrong. She went to the neighbor's house and asked them for help. When she got back to the house, Maria was still playing, and it wasn't long before Irada became curious and wondered, and she went down to the basement herself. She, of course, immediately died, just like the other family members did. When she went into the basement, she left the door open, and that finally allowed the toxic gas to begin diffusing and dispersing to clean the air, saving Maria's life. Unfortunately, she did go to check on her family in the basement, and she saw all of them there, lying dead. This would be a lot for anybody to handle, but for an 8-year-old girl, this must have been horrifying. When the police arrived, they investigated the cellar for a short period of time before a police investigator realized it was the noxious gas created by the potatoes that killed the young girl's entire family. When word got out about the deaths in the family, the community was shocked. According to police, the deadly poison produced by the potatoes is due to glycocoloids, which is a toxic compound found in vegetables. When you cook your potatoes, these deadly chemicals are killed. If the vegetables are left for a long time, or if they're exposed to physical damage or light, it can make them deadly. There are certain types of wild potatoes that can contain so much of this toxic gas that can cause immediate death. This is not the first time the potatoes have killed either. In 1979, 78 London schoolboys were almost killed by fumes from leftover potatoes that had been stored in the school cupboards during summer vacation. Fortunately, those boys did survive. In North Korea in 1952, the people had to resort to eating rotten potatoes due to the Korean Civil War. Over 380 people got sick. 22 died. Sadly, Maria's family didn't have time to seek medical attention because they were taken down too quickly. It is essential that you be sure never to let your potatoes rot. Subscribe for more.